Hello and welcome to this installment of my gameplay tips for the Japanese PlayStation 3 game Boku no Natsuyasumi 3. Here your aunt is just telling you to not mess around with the brick that's been left outside that was used to hold the lid on the jar of pickles. And here Midori is mentioning to her grandfather that today is Bon Festival, or also known as the Feast of Lanterns. It's a day to celebrate the dead in Japan. And we'll learn a little bit more about this just after breakfast. So, it's been decided that the family's going to take a trip to the cemetery today, and we have the option of coming along. So, let's go ahead and say yes, that we would like to do that. And we're told that if we would like to come along, that we need to head straight for the cemetery. And Midori mentions that this is where the test of courage was held. You may recognize this if you've been watching my videos or if you've been playing along. So let's go ahead and head in that direction right now. We're going to go outside. And we're passing the brick that was talked about earlier. These bricks you can find scattered about the world here, and they can actually be used if you took the other direction here. There's a brick bridge that you can complete with those bricks, and they will uncover a new area for you to explore. But for now, let's go ahead and head towards the temple. And we're going by the temple here, and on our way to the cemetery. So here we've arrived, and your aunt is going to ask you what I think is a fairly inconsequential question. Really just if you had trouble getting here or not, you can say no or yes. So I'm going to say no, we found it okay. So now the priest is going to suggest that we begin. So we're going to take our place, and a bell is rung, and now we are praying. So earlier Midori mentions that your grandmother is buried here, and your aunt had mentioned that this is just the resting place of their ancestors, really. And so your grandfather actually mentions that it's a nice summer day for visiting the cemetery, and this sparks a discussion of how in Hokkaido the outdoor cemeteries like this really aren't used. There are actually in the temples special shelves that are constructed to hold the bones of the dead. In this case, that may refer to ashes as well, I'm not sure. But this is discussed a little bit about why this might be. It's mentioned that the settlers of Hokkaido may have wanted their ashes to be able to be transported back to the mainland, and actually burying them in the ground makes that more difficult. It's also mentioned that the snow could obscure the gravestones, and in fact your grandfather mentions that the people of Hokkaido to a certain extent might just hate the snow and that even in death would like to avoid just being eternally buried under the snows of Hokkaido. So with that, I would like to say thank you very much for watching this video. I hope that it's been helpful for you. And if you'd like to know more, please watch my other videos or come to my gaming blog, playongo.com.